Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a Valentine's Day look for you. It's going to be a really dramatic Valentine's Day look. A cut crease with some negative space right on the crease area. So if you're interested in knowing how to get the look in the thumbnail, then go ahead and keep watching. Now I already primed my skin and I used the Cover FX Illuminating Primer Base. I have like a little sample of it. I really like it. You can see it's why my skin is so like luminous right now. It's this primer, and then I mixed in 3 drops of the Smashbox Primer Oil, which I have been a believer in since they came out with it. My skin is so dry, so this just like instantly hydrates and plumps it up before I put on makeup, and it just gives me like a really nice smooth finish. So I'm gonna start with the eyes. And I'll go ahead and I'm not going to talk through this. I'll probably just do like a voiceover explaining anything that I feel like needs an explanation. Okay, so I'm just prepping my eyelids for eyeshadow. I'm using my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer, and I'm setting it with some translucent powder. Any translucent powder is fine. And I'm going to take my Luxie 205 and the Makeup Geek shade in Cupcake. It's like a really nice blush, rosy toned pink shade, and I'm going to build that color up quite a bit in my crease. And actually what you guys are going to notice me doing here is I'm not only going to take this through my crease, but I'm also going to start sweeping it out, kind of like I'm doing a wing out past my brow. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. I think what my goal was for this video was to leave the eye on your left side, leave that in real time so you guys can see what I'm doing to it, but then let you guys see the right side sped up. And this is what it should look like. It's kind of messy. Alright, and now I'm going to take Makeup Geek's Wisteria, which is like the most creamy matte shadow. I love her new formulation of matte shadows. And I'm using the same brush, and I'm just layering that right over top of Cupcake. And I'm doing that same sweeping motion out past my brow to get that nice like winged effect. And just so you guys know, this is going to look really terrible for a while. Like, it looks really messy, almost a little bit muddy for a while. But once you like clean everything up, that's when the look really comes together. And this is what you should have. Okay, so this is the hard part. This is MAC's Fig 1. I'm sorry, the back of the sticker is so messy, it's hard to read. But the color is Fig 1. It's kind of like an eggplant shade. It's really pretty. I love this color. And this is the difficult part because you're mapping out where you want that crease to show. And my trick for this is to start kind of with by looking down so that my lid is flat. I'm kind of following the line, the natural like crease that's in my eyelid. But then I'll open my eyes like almost all the way so that my hood is prevalent. And then I'll make sure that you can see the line that I'm drawing when my eyes are like all the way open, because you don't want to draw the line so low that when you open your eyes it all just disappears and then you have some weird wing coming out on the side. So just make sure that in the end you can see that line when your eyes are open. And don't worry, like, if you draw this line and it looks a little bit messy, it doesn't matter, because you're going to blend this into those other shadows that you put in there. So just try to make sure that you can see it when you open your eyes. And you can see here that that's what I'm doing. Like, my eyes are all the way open. I'm almost looking like up. And you can still see that line over my hood. And just keep working on deepening it up. Okay, and now I'm taking Makeup Geek's Defined Crease Brush, and I'm just going to use that brush to blend out that line. And don't be too concerned about leaving like a harsh line behind. It doesn't matter, because you're going to add, I mean, the whole point of this is to have a harsh line. So you're just going to keep adding to that and making that line a little bit more defined and stuff like that. So just go ahead and blend this out just a little bit, so you can see I still have a little bit of a defined line there. And now I'm just going back in with Fig 1 and I'm defining that line again. And I'm using a Sephora angled brush. I think it's the number 22 or something like that, but any angled brush will work. And so you're just going to keep going back and forth until you like the results. You're looking for depth and dimension here. So just keep building up that color, blending it out, building it up, blending it out until you like what you see. And what I'm doing here is I'm kind of like flicking, like I place the shadow in a line and then I'm kind of flicking it up towards my brow bone, because I feel like that helps a little bit in blending it out. And now I'm taking MAC's Sketch, which is kind of like if you took that eggplant and put it in the oven and then burned it a little bit. Like, it's a very deep eggplant shade. And so you're going to use that to define that crease even more. So just stay on that line that you created, the one that's right above the hood, so that way, again, when you open your eyes, you can still see everything. And with this one, I didn't go in with a blending brush to blend this out. I just flicked a little bit, like small flicks, just to kind of blend it just a tiny bit into the Fig 1 color. And you can add as much of that as you want. Just kind of eyeball it and make sure that you have that depth that you're looking for here. Okay, so at this point, it's looking terrible. I look like my eye is bruised, but don't worry, we are almost there. So I went off camera and did the eye that's on your guys' right side, and I went in with some concealer and I cleaned the bottom, and I went in with this yogurt shade from MAC to clean up the top. So I just used my really old brush from Sally's Beauty Supplies, Face Secrets eye contour brush, I don't know. And I just took a bunch of the yogurt shade and I placed that on my brow bone. This is a really pale pink shade, and it really cleans up all that extra blending that went a little bit too high. And it really brightens up the brow bone area so you don't look like you just got a black eye. So I really like this shade a lot. Alright, so now I'm using my Tarte Shape Tape in Fair Neutral. This color is very, very, very light, but I wanted to have that contrast when I do the negative space. So that's why I use this one to kind of clean everything up and cut the crease. And now you're just following that line, making sure that it's nice and clean, and going all the way across to clean up the wing too. You don't want the wing to look super blended at the bottom. You want it to be really sharp. And you can just see how big of a difference both of those things made. It doesn't look like a bruise anymore. And when I open my eyes, you can still see the whole thing, which is exactly what I want. And now I'm going to go in with this Anastasia foiled eyeshadow in macaroon. And what I'm doing here is I'm using an angled brush to kind of trace where I want the macaroon shade to lay, because I want that clean negative space, so I don't want to pack it on too high and then the negative space looks messy. And so because I have hooded eyes, I can't just put a metallic shadow on my lid, because it will crease and go up to where I did that the cut crease, and it'll kind of ruin the work I did. So after I get that mapped out, I'm going in with my LA Girl glitter glue, and I'm just filling in that space that I mapped out. And once I get it all filled in, I'm going to pat it out a little bit, and then I'm going to just go ahead and pack on the macaroon shade right over top. And that's going to keep it in place all day so that I don't have any trouble with the macaroon shade transferring up to that cut crease work that I just spent so long doing. And then once I got this shade packed on and I was looking at it, I wasn't totally happy with how silvery the macaroon shade was, because it almost felt like I didn't, it almost looked a little messy because I didn't, because it's so light and it kind of blends in with the concealer. I'm just not sure, but something about it just didn't look quite right to me. So I wanted to add a little bit more definition in, and that's where I got the idea to kind of define the wing of the metallic part. So I went ahead and I took a shadow from Makeup Geek. It's another metallic shadow. It's called Caitlin Rose. I'm not really sure why I chose to do a metallic shadow, but I changed my mind afterwards, and I did a matte shadow. I added a little bit more sketch over top of it. But you can see here I'm just kind of I'm defining the top of that metallic wing that I drew on, so that way it doesn't look like I just put on some glitter over the concealer, because that's kind of how I felt like it looked. I didn't really like it. But once I added on this extra like definition, I thought it looked so cool. I really, really loved how this came out. So here I'm using Sketch again, and I'm just adding that over top of Caitlin Rose to define that line even more. And just keep working at it, and you are going to clean it up a little bit more at the end as well. Okay guys, so now I'm going to go off camera and do my eyeliner, mascara, and face makeup. And I'm back to do the lips. And I'm using MAC's Boldly Bare as my lip liner. It's such a beautiful shade. And then on top of that, I'm going to go with Stila's liquid lipstick and Bellissimo, which I love. But this shade is so light that if I just use the applicator to apply it, it will be too intense. So I just add a little in the center, and then I blend it out using my fingers, and it just is the most beautiful nude lips. So that is the finished look, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Okay guys, so here is the finished look. It's a very dramatic look, so I don't really know. I guess you could wear this if you're going to like a concert or something for Valentine's Day. Maybe if you're going out dancing, maybe you're not going on a date, maybe you're doing like a ladies' night. So just something really bold, but still playing with those Valentine's Day colors. So let me know what you guys think of this look. Let me know where you would wear a look like this, and if you're gonna try it. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.